fast crossing route, always in favor of HB11. Priority launch and landing has been approved by Crust.
Alpha team, get ready to head back home. Over. Watch yourself out there. Lunar night is coming. Stand by, Alpha team. We've got visitors. Titus, logistics to incoming transition. Please state your intentions. Over.
Alice to MT Logistics. We have received clearance and hold a signed contract with Mr. Holloway for our mining operations in this designated sector. We're here to commence our activities as scheduled. Over.
MT Logistics to Alice. We weren't informed of your early arrival. We've just finished building the elevator for your drones to access the underground facilities. At the moment, all the electricity is being used to charge the batteries as we prepare for the night. So we can't route power to the elevator right now. I suggest you, Sunshine, to keep your mining buddies in orbit for the next 2 weeks and return with the sunrise. Over.
We made it here right on schedule, but waiting for the next morning on the moon, a whole 2 weeks of downtime, is utterly unacceptable. This could jeopardize our entire mining contract. We need a better plan. And name's Alice. Just saying. Good afternoon, Director. This is Alice, your first Vice President. We have a bit of a situation here, but I'm already on it. Let's just test our connection before we delve any deeper. Give this dialogue box a click if you're hearing me loud and clear. Then we can proceed. So, Robert, do we have a deal?
Let me be clear. The risk of 2-week power outage equals job loss, and a costly lawsuit for me. I don't care who you are. Get Holloway on this. But no power for you until sunrise. We just don't have it right now.
Look, Robert, you and I got off on the wrong foot. Our drones are designed for autonomous construction and repair, and we've brought the necessary resources. Grant us landing permission, and we'll handle the power situation ourselves. This benefits both of us. More solar panels for you, and we could land our toys and get going. They also can handle the repairs. So, should I update Mr. Holloway on our successful collaboration?
All right, Alice, you have permission to land. Make sure your drones don't break anything. Over and out.
Director, it is your call now. Permission to land has been granted. Show this Bob the Builder that we can fix this. Select a landing location for the pods near the elevator shaft. Click on the notification located on the left side of the control interface. And specify the designated landing spot for the capsule.
Alice, your primary responsibility is to ensure resource extraction and processing at our logistic hub in the Sea of Tranquility. Currently, our operations heavily rely on external supplies. If you can address this issue, even partially, rest assured we'll secure long-term contracts for you. I personally vouched for your mission to the board. You're a promising team with intriguing developments. So you better give me something to convince those skeptical of your work.
Absolutely, Mr. Holloway. Both the Director and I are immensely grateful to you. Our focus is on establishing a long-term partnership, and we'll give our utmost to make it a reality. You can count on us. To initiate construction, choose the required modules from the construction panel and position their holograms on the Director. Place holograms of solar panels on the allocated sites. Our drones will take it from there. You'll see.
that, they've actually built them. Not a bad start at all. Alice, can you hear me? Your drones did a good job, better than we expected. All the energy from these panels is yours, but now it's crucial to conserve it if you want to work during the night. To achieve that, you'll need batteries.
It's all good, Robert. I completely understand you. We were already going to build batteries anyway. Director, he's correct. A lunar night lasts nearly 14 and a half Earth days in the absence of sunlight, and batteries are crucial for us. Construct 4 batteries next to the solar panels.
Objective achieved.
Your drones did a pretty good job, but the wiring tool is only operable by a human. Wire the panels and the batteries together. Next, you just need to power up the elevator, and you'll gain access to the underground level.
Go to the communications panel and select the wiring tool. You can use right mouse button to quickly access the tool. Use Shift for consecutive wiring. Now that everything is up and running, let's get down to business. Switch to the underground level by pressing the Tab key. Fine, that works for us. To start mining, build a drone reconfiguration module. It can get electricity from the lower elevator by connecting them with a wire. Now wire it to the elevator to power up the module.
Pardon my curiosity, but how are you going to extract lunar regolith with robot carriers? I am far from a robotic expert, of course, but it seems like we have more questions than answers at this point.
That's an excellent question, Robert, and I'd be delighted to answer it. However, I need to wrap up something first. Director, with the reconfiguration module, you can convert up to 5 worker drones to mining drones and vice versa. Convert 4 drones into mining drones and set an excavation zone for them. Now, let's have the drones excavate an area measured. To order the drones to start the excavation, you need to use the highlighting tool and mark areas for mining, and the digging drones will do the rest. Robert, to answer your question, our company has been providing repair and maintenance services for robotics and mining equipment for over 10 years. We were involved in the development and maintenance of technology for lunar mining along with the first industrial expeditions to the moon, even before the construction of the space elevator and the full-scale development of the moon by mankind. And And I'm pleased to inform you, Robert, that by accumulating our vast experience, we have been able to develop and implement multifunctional drone technology that can be re-equipped for a variety of tasks. As a special bonus, I can include a coloring book set, so you can brighten up your leisure time at work in silence.
Okay, Alice, I get the hint. You do your job and I'll mind my own business. By the way, I'll grab a few coloring books as souvenirs for the kids. I'll be heading home in 2 weeks. Director, I understand that I can be difficult at times, but your Alice is also quite remarkable. She reminds me of my ex-wife.
We're all still on the same channel, Robert.
So what's up with those coloring books?
I'll send them to your wife along with some flowers. She is not likely to see them from her husband.
Director, we can't afford to be without power. Consider adding more solar panels and batteries to our infrastructure. Additionally, constructing a generator that can produce electricity from fuel.
This is an emergency broadcast. We have detected an imminent asteroid collision with the moon's surface. We are currently assessing the extent of the damage and the number of casualties. At this moment, our teams are working tirelessly to restore communication with lunar outposts. For those still on the moon, be aware that we are mobilizing all available resources to assist you. Conserve your energy and ration your supplies until further notice. Additional information will be provided as the situation unfolds. Stay tuned for updates. Over and out. I repeat, Crust is declaring a first-degree state of emergency. Commercial shipments and cargo landings are prohibited. Crust is assuming control of all complexes, resources, and facilities on the moon. All surviving facilities should switch to the emergency frequency and report their status. Try to conserve power and resources and await further instructions.
What have happened over there? Director, do you read me? We're getting reports that a state of emergency has been declared because of a meteorite impact on the moon. Please confirm that you're still on the line. You could have done it more quickly and spared me the worry. Next, there's still no signal from the personnel at the base. I'll try again, but the hope is dwindling. Robert, come in, Robert. Do you read me? There appear to be no survivors. I'm glad you were on the orbital station at the time of the collision, and I suggest you stay there as long as possible. We should try to hold out until the logistics with Earth are re-established. Let's begin with electricity. We still have resources and functioning drones. That should be enough to get a couple solar panels and batteries.
Judging by the seismic activity, the explosion occurred on the far side of the moon. Fortunately, it was at a considerable distance from our mission site. But the sheer force of the explosion raises even more questions.
So, the best insight we can get from the head of the science department and a world-renowned scientist is that the explosion happened at a distance, and we don't have a single clue about how and why.
That's the extent of our knowledge at the moment. Scientists deal with verified facts, not hasty speculations based on incomplete data.
Electricity is back online, but our resource reserves are running critically low. We must prioritize restoring production. Begin by repairing the elevator to gain access to the underground level. Make sure the elevator is connected and install a charging station for the drones. The explosion destroyed everything on the surface, but the mining modules may still be intact. We need to go underground and assess the remaining resources. Director, we need to restore the power supply to the underground level. Connect the elevator and the electric pole with wires. Then we can examine the scale of the damage. That's better. I see that we have the raw materials to produce smart concrete, but we urgently need to restart production of steel and silicon. Director, I have an idea. For starters, convert 4 drones into mining drones and we'll continue. With the reconfiguration module, you can convert up to 5 worker drones to... We have the smelter furnaces, but to start producing any resource, the proper oxides are always needed. Now we're going to mine them with mining drones. Enter excavation mode to assign mining drones to extract resources from the deposits. Set the number of drones that will mine the oxide directly from the deposit. Director, we have iron and silicon veins available. Assign mining drones to mine each vein to supply the processing modules with the oxides.
Objective achieved.
Now you can watch as mining drones excavate the oxides, and they are immediately taken to the smelting furnace. Yes? Hold on, Director. We've got a message on the emergency channel. I'll put it on the screen.
Attention, everyone who reads this message. Severe damage to orbital station Hope 2 has been detected. Immediate evacuation of all personnel is required. Proceed to emergency evacuation protocol. Attention, everyone who reads this message.
Director, that's a distress call from Hope 2. Station is heavily damaged, and they require immediate evacuation. But is there someone to pick them up upon landing? I'm already reaching out to Crust to report the situation.
Director, I'm Clyde Draper. I'm in charge of the Crust search and rescue operation. We're aware of the situation with Hope 2, and we plan to execute a rescue operation for the station crew at your base. Given the circumstances, your base is one of the few surviving facilities nearby, and we will be utilizing it. If you resist, we have the authority to seize all the necessary equipment. I trust you'll make the decision that best suits the circumstances. Indeed, a reasonable choice. You are required to get in touch with the station and ensure safety of the crew, build a living quarters with life support systems, make contact with the station, and assist the crew commander. Ensure the crew is delivered to your base after evacuation. By this point, you should have a life-sustaining living quarters available. Initiate preparations for the living quarters immediately. This is an intricate and resource-intensive construction, so optimize and maximize production to complete it on schedule. We will provide you with machinery to search for survivors and all scientific resources at our disposal. Over and out.
We've barely recovered from the explosion. Our base is a couple of mining and processing modules. I'm willing to do what I can to save them, but how are we going to get everything done in that amount of time?
First, we need to scale up our production. Living quarters will require a lot of resources. We have smelting furnaces, but we need regolith extractors and single regolith refinery to extract oxides. Director, Crust has handed us the research plan, and we are ready to begin. Research underground extraction and place 2 extractors on the veins of iron and silicon.
Don't forget that extractors also need to be connected to the network. If you do not have enough range to connect the wires, build additional electric poles. We urgently need to find a way to pick up the crew after landing. We need cargo transport and we need it now. Wilfrey, any ideas?
We can try to fix this piece of junk. It's a Pathfinder 3B, older model, but has improved off-road capability and cargo capacity. Just what we need.
to our data, extractors have started mining. Now research the single regolith refinery to be able to extract oxides from regolith. Then build 2 refineries to produce iron and silicon oxides accordingly. Director, place single regolith refineries in a pattern similar to this to be able to optimize production further. Single regolith refinery utilizes a thermal reaction to extract the required oxides from the regolith while processing the remaining rock into slag. single regolith refinery, according to its name, can only get one type of oxide at a time. Be sure to select the iron oxide recipe to start production. Director, we can use conveyor belt, which allows us to speed up production and remove drones from the resource delivery process. This is exactly the kind of
You heard him, Director. Use the conveyor belt tool and connect the extractor to the single regolith refinery and smelting furnace. This will reduce the drone's workload and speed up production. Just what we need right now.
And now that you have a functioning steel production line, we can enhance its efficiency by connecting the modules with a conveyor belt.
Director, we can't afford to be without power. Consider adding more solar panels and batteries to our infrastructure. Additionally, constructing a generator that can produce electricity from fuel might be necessary for surviving lunar nights.
Director, we have managed to get you a reconnaissance rover scout. Your mission is to explore the repeater using the rover and attempt to make contact with the crew of the Hope 2. The data found by the rover will also speed up research. Professor Wilfrey knows what to do with it, and Mr. Ratchet will help you deal with the rover as well. Over and out.
Ratchet, have you heard it? Crust has assigned you to the rover. They really don't have any ex-personnel, do they? Help the Director get the rover to the repeater as soon as possible. We are running out of time to get in touch with the crew.
Not only have we lost almost all our equipment, but now we have Crust to deal with. They haven't forgotten about you either, Wilfrey. By the way, the data rover found should help speed up the research. Horizon 6. Almost everything is modified. Only the hull is original. That's some serious tech. Even Crust doesn't have many of those. Send it outside the base, see what we can find. Crust has given us the coordinates of a repeater near our base. We need to send a rover there and try to contact the station.
Attention. We've received the vehicle's coordinates and are set to commence the rescue operation in line with Crust's directive. Our primary goal is to rescue the crew of Hope 2 and transport them to the base. At this point, we should complete the construction of living quarters equipped with all essential life support systems. Director, your objective is to send the rover to the repeater and contact the station crew. Professor Wilfrey requests Crust life support technology. Ratchet, we need to find cargo transport for crew transportation. All other personnel on Earth follow the new directives issued by your supervisor immediately.
Research complete.
Unable without research. Director, we managed to establish a connection with the station.
We did not expect anyone to respond at this point. The situation is critical. The station has suffered multiple damage. Power and life support systems are on the verge of complete failure. Now that we have a signal from the surface, we're ready to begin evacuation. We'll activate the emergency beacon so you can pick us up after we land. What do you mean you have no means to pick us up and nowhere to put us? Director, listen to me. You have to hurry and save us. The station's been badly damaged. The navigation system is malfunctioning. We're drifting out of orbit. There's barely enough power to maintain oxygen. Many crew members are injured. I'll try to delay evacuation, but we're running out of time. Over and out.
Director, we must build living quarters immediately and get them out of there. Professor, did we get the necessary tech?
Crust has already contacted us and given us a plan for the necessary research. Some of the techs are already known, while others have yet to be studied. They have also agreed to help us with the research.
The living quarters will require a lot of space. Director, make sure the drones have cleared a large enough area to build the living compartment.
Research complete.
Say again, please. Houston, we've had a problem. Can't believe I was correct. How about a pole at this time? Payload director? Payload to go. After that? Engineering director? Engineering to go. Then, safety and mission assurance. Safety and mission assurance to go. Copy that. Thanks, brother. Confirming engine start. Diagnostics indicate that the cargo transport is fine and ready to go except for a few scratches. Director, one less problem to deal with. Director, cargo transport is ready for the rescue operation. Try to finish building the quarters as soon as possible, and we'll be ready to begin.
Research complete.
Fundamental truth to our nature.
You can't build here. Research complete. Research complete.
Okay, we're ready. Director, use the room construction tool and lay out a room of the size required.
Director, the crew in the escape pod. We are leaving the station immediately. We can't wait any longer. After landing, we will activate the emergency beacon so you can find us. You must act as quickly as possible. The oxygen supply in the capsule is very limited. We hope to see your cargo truck immediately after landing. Over and out.
Objective
Now we
achieved.
need to provide the drones with everything they need to finish the construction. Keep a close eye on the availability of steel and concrete, and repair modules of the production chains in a timely manner. Also, you can convert mining drones to usuals to speed up the construction process.
Research complete.
Director, Alice, good afternoon. I may have found a way to recoup our lunar venture in a shorter time frame.
Ledger, we're in the middle of a rescue mission on the moon, which was recently hit by a meteorite. We're running out of resources, time, and all the supply lines to Earth have been cut off. But obviously you have something to contribute to that, don't you?
Of course, Alice. Demand creates its own supply. And right now, demand is higher than ever. Even contracts for smart concrete and steel are at record-breaking stakes. If we get the resources, I'll find a way to get them to the destination.
Director, sending some resources to Earth is indeed a great idea. Moreover, it presents us with a unique opportunity for a remarkable PR campaign. While corporations are spending billions on advertising, we can generate significant coverage even for supplies of steel and concrete. Profitability doesn't always come solely from direct revenue. The rooms require electricity and oxygen for the life support systems to work. Let's start with electricity. Mount the connector on the wall of the newly built room and connect it with a wire to the power grid. In this way, the entire room will have access to the electricity.
Director, in order to get oxygen, you need to find a vein of water ice and mine it. To do this, you must build an ore detector. It is specially designed to detect deposits among the regolith. Don't forget to wire it up. The ore detector uses battery power for every scan. The bigger the scanning area, the more power it requires. Now we can try to find the water ice deposits. We've picked up a good pace, but time is still against us. Try to keep that in mind. Select the ore detector and scan the regolith around it. You need to find the nearest ice vein and then install the ice extractor on it. Warning, using the detector consumes battery power, and the larger the scan area, the more power is consumed. Remember this, and try not to leave your base. Build the ice extractor. It will allow us to extract water ice, which we need to get to the ice melter. This will allow us to produce water and oxygen and provide them to the living quarters.